New ban list is here, Konami, and it is hopefully top tier. I have not seen it yet. I'll discuss my rankings as well. I'm very proud of how I did. Very, very good. We're basically top 100 global. Basically. Like, outside of a few technicalities, but yeah. So let's go over the ban list. Here we go. Where's my thing? Okay, here we go. Forbidden limit skill balance. Puzzle Amino is going to 1. Wait, maybe I can fix this up. Okay, hold on. This might be a little bit better. Okay. So, Puzzle Amino. This card's going to 1 because of Bishbalkin. This is to prevent Flora from making Bishbalkin. So, basically, you would go in the Glow Up Bulb. And then Glow Up Bulb would summon itself. And then you would use Puzzle Amino to make it an 8. And then you would skill it for Sorcerer de Fleur. And then make Bishbalkin to lock your opponent out. Basically being able to play without being able to Synchro Summon, being Link Summon to get those tokens off the field. You couldn't make Phoenix or a Unicorn either because they needed 2 different monsters. So, you know, it made it really annoying for them to kind of deal with. But yeah, good hit. I like it. Next is Beatrice to 1. No! My Burning Abyss! Oh, why? Oh my gosh, Konami! No! I can't play BA no more. Oh, what the? Well, I guess Duel Links is being prepared for Fiendsmith? What the crap? Well, why did it just hit the floor skill? Like, why do you hit Beatrice and not just the floor skill? Well, I guess decks widely use graveyard cards, but the only deck that really plays this now is Fleur. Shiranui is not running this anymore because there's, like, no use to stop Tachyon, but sure. Oh, come on. Cockadus to 1. Cositis is finally coming off the ban list. Yeah, this can come off the ban list. Nobody is playing Cositis anymore. Nobody is playing Invoke, so I guess this is fine to come off the ban list. We have a lot of, like, non-target removal anyway. Like, Ding is in the game now. It's not like back in the day where getting rid of this thing was a dingus and a half. I mean, still, like, decks like Lyralist could be, you know, have the untargetable, indestructible Nightingale, which is hard to out. But then, on the flip note, you also have, like, how should I put it? You also have access to, like, you couldn't kill them that turn, so, you know, that's really what I think sets apart Lyralist from anything else being annoying. But, yeah, I guess Cositis come off. Limit 3 Scepter. Thank you. Oh, thank you. This card needed to hit the Limit 3 because Book of Eclipse was way too broken in Star Seraph, basically allowing them to clear the field off of 1 freaking Eclipse. So, yeah, they cannot play Book of Eclipse. So, this card going to 3 is definitely needed. Takes the Limit 3s out of Seraph, and I think limits the power to be a more fair deck. Dark Lord Contact. Okay, so they're freeing Dark Lords now. Contact's going to 3. Sure, why not? So, you still can't play Limit 3s and Dark Lords, but overall, it's a good buff. I wonder if Sanctified. The Sanctified's still at 3. Okay. I mean, this adds another contact to the deck, but I don't know. I think this is just like preemptively. I think this will be fully off next ban list, but maybe because they don't want you playing stick and chair with it, but I guess, but I don't know. I think one of these could have been a 3 along with Scepter and it would have been fine, but I think these could have honestly all come off at this point. Ghost Trick Scare. Why? Why is this card limit 3? Who plays, is Ghost Trick coming to the game? No, this card's already in the game. Are they releasing more Ghost Trick? Target face down monsters you control, change the face up, then count them as Ghost Tricks. Then change that monster face down. We are eliminating this card because it'll lead the pace of duels becoming more sluggish as more cards related to this card are becoming introduced to the game. Are we getting like Ghost Trick? Is that why this card is coming to 3? It's like Konami releasing more Ghost Trick support? Okay. Sure. Cards related. This card are introduced as more cards. Wait. Maybe they don't want you to play this with Book of Eclipse, but why? Why would you? Hello? That doesn't make sense, but sure. Alright. Personal spoofing. No longer on the list. Okay. Crimson's very happy about this, I can tell you that. So, you can now play multiple copies of personal spoofing. So, Altergeist get a significant buff. Where's Crimson Reaper 5? And wait for him to wake up and see this. Dragon Pit's off the list. I mean, I guess. As long as they... Are they going to free Raging Pen? I don't think so. I'll have to look at the skill rebalancing. Gaga Revenge. Okay, fine. Pendulum Call. Okay. So, Pendulum Call and Dragon Pit are both off. Oh, that's kind of scary, but... Okay, as long as they don't free up Raging Pen. That should be okay. Pacifist is coming off. Torn Scales is coming off the ban list. Okay. So now you can play Limit 3s and PK. Whew, okay. Pacifist is off the ban list. So you cannot normal or special summon effect monsters. Once return, normal summon a normal, one normal monster. Okay, so this is off the ban list. Spirit Master is coming off the ban list. This I love to see. Good. Now we can play Limit 3 cards in Shiranui again. This helps that out. This is very good. I'm happy to see this card come off the ban list. World Legacy's Memory. Okay, so Mech Knights are fully coming off. Yeah, I think that's completely fine, because Mech Knights are pretty much doing nothing at this moment. Transmodify is off the ban list. I didn't see the skills list. Did this ban list do enough? I mean, yeah, I mean, I want to see the skills hit, then I'll judge. Skill rebalancing. Okay, I thought this would happen. I thought they would strengthen Tuning in the Sky. Okay, so it doesn't look like... Oh, they hit the skill. Okay, good. It doesn't look like they, didn't buff they were gonna buff agents, which I thought they were gonna do. This is something I thought was gonna happen because I thought agent got hit too hard. Clearing acceleration. Okay, to make Speedroid decks easy to use. Oh, and they're strengthening Fiend's Exchange. Oh, okay, I want to read this. So you're gonna Beta Darkness, but you cannot switch on level 2 or higher monster Buster Blades and level 6 higher Dark. Or level 7 higher Dark Dragons with 2400 or less attack. Okay, so now you can play the Buster Blade of Fusions with this skill. Okay, so I think now you can play the Fusions. You can summon Buster Blade or monsters. And level 7 or higher Dark Dragons with 2400 or less attack. So now you could summon the Buster Dragon thing. So this is a nice buff for Bane of Darkness. This is very good. Very, very good buff here for Bane of Darkness. So this might actually not become a meme anymore. This might actually be something we gotta try out post-ban list, because this could bring Buster Blader back somewhat. Alright, Tuning in the Sky got buffed. How buffed? We're about to find out. You cannot normal summon or special summon monster activity, blah 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 blah, okay? During your main phase, send one agent monster detect a really positive effect. Shuffle 1 Apiarian or Mystical Shine Ball. Oh, so now it's once per turn again. Okay, so the skill is at full power. The skill is back to being full power again. Okay. So you can now do everything that you could do before. It's once per turn. They can do this every turn. It's the same, it's basically the same skill. It's back to where it was before. Like I said, I think Agent is fine as long as the floodgates aren't around. I think the deck is fine. Like I said, as long as the floodgates don't get around, the deck is okay. The floodgates are gone. We're okay with this. This is fine. Clearing acceleration. Okay. Okay, so Speedroids are going back to full power. I know MasterCards is probably really excited about this. You could send any Speedboy tuner from deck or field to the graveyards. So now you could send Dendaiko Duke again off the skill. It doesn't have to be die. So the skill is at full power. Again, yeah, very, very good. I think Speedboy can get that buff back. Very, very good. Oh, so now this doesn't have to be the very first thing you do. This gets a bit of a buff. Fiend's Exchange no longer has to be the very first thing you do. So it says during your main phase. So now this doesn't have to be the very first thing you do. So like if you play Unchained, it doesn't have to be the very first thing you do. Is that going to matter too much? Probably not. It's still pretty much the same. It's just you don't have to be the very first thing you do with the skill. But overall, it's probably not going to matter the most. May come up a bit, but overall, not that bad. Alright. Now this is what I want to see. What did you do to Dumon? Alright. You can only use the second effect once per turn, and the third effect once per duel. Okay. I feel like this should have been reversed, but sure. I mean, I feel like the hits are enough, but like, sure. Like, I mean, them skilling off for another Seraph is not really the effect that everyone has a problem with. It's more that every turn you could just line up two bodies on the field. I guess it makes it so like, alright, once the third effect is used, it's one and done. You get to add the rank up. The question that everyone wants to know in the room is, did they hit Seraph enough? I think for the way the meta is designed, it's fine. But, like, I think... Alright, now that we pretty much know everything that's here, we can go over the ban list in full discussion. Alright, it's fine. I think the ban list is fine. I think there's going to be a lot of people upset that Bird didn't get hit. To some extent, I like the Bird, so I'm not upset. I honestly thought there was going to be some limit 3 to Birds to take limit 3s out of the deck, but there's not. Which I think is a lot of people probably annoyed at that regard. But Birds are new, but then you can make the same argument that Agents were new and they got slammed. But, what do I think? Well, Borolo didn't get any hits, at all. So Rocket got 0 hits. Which I thought was a bit strange. I thought something was going to get touched within the deck, but nothing ended up doing so. I think pretty much a lot of the meta is going to remain the same. I don't think that, I think Mech Knight is like, how should I put it? I think Mech Knight's in a fine spot right now. I mean, well, not Mech. I think the meta's in a fine spot, right? You know, as far as what got hit. I think, like, how should I phrase this? Let me rephrase this one more time. I think the meta is not going to change too much. If that makes sense. Like this ban list strengthens Birds a lot. Like I think Bird is like the best deck now because now Seraph can't play Eclipse. So like Seraph can't play Eclipse makes their matchup against Bird a lot more tricky, I feel, because Book of Eclipse really helped them win that matchup, and now it's probably not as reliable to play against Birds now, and I think Bird is just the best deck in the game. I think that Mech Knight is still, like, it got a buff, like, obviously everything, I think everything's, is it at 3, or can they, I'd see, is it at 3, or did it just come off the ban list? They took World Legacy off, so you can play limit 3s in the deck. Okay, so you can play limit 3s in Mech Knights again. Mech Knight to me is got a significant buff now. They have everything's off the ban list. Is it enough to make them relevant again? Probably not. To be real with you, it's kind of its turn 1 is not It's still, in some cases in this meta, unreliable to take that. I think Infernal kind of sort of squeamed their way back to tier 3 again, because now you don't have to deal with Book of Eclipse being in Seraph, at least. It still could be in other decks, but it's not going to be in the most predominant meta decks. Like, Seraph's not going to have access to Eclipse. Borlo doesn't have access to it, just the birds. But, like I said, birds being the best deck, it still might be an issue. So, overall, the one thing that I am a little bit afraid of is, like I said, birds got no hit at all. So, I think that the ban list is overall good. I think a lot of the decks in the meta are pretty much, I think the meta is pretty much in kind of in the same place as it is, but I think Seraph got the necessary hits to kind of tone the power level down a bit. So, one final rephrasing, I think Seraph got a bit weaker, which I think needed to happen, because the deck was just so dominant in the KC Cup. I think Borload is in a good spot. I think the deck isn't too oppressively powerful. I think it's going to be like the second best deck. I still think Seraph is meta. I think it's like tier 2. I still think it's meta. Like, the deck is not dead for a long shot. So if I had to screenshot where I think everything's going to be, I would say birds are tier 1. Boral is still tier 1. I think that Seraph is probably tier 2. And I would say that probably tier 3 after this ban list. Maybe, whatchamacallit? Maybe Infernal will sneak back into tier 3. I think Buster Blader will be interesting to see after what the ban list it encounters, what the ban list does. But yeah, I think like taking Eclipse out of some of these decks is very, very important. I think taking Eclipse out of some of these decks is very, very important. Yeah. As far as the other decks that came off the ban list, I think that everything else is pretty much fine. Mech Knight, again, I think, like, talk about this deck first. I think Mech Knight's is in a better place. They got everything off the ban list. You could play through Memory. You could play through Purple Nightfall. Do I think that the deck is still top tier? No, I don't think the deck is top tier. It's probably a rogue deck. I think it's rogue. I don't think it's top tier. I still think that the deck has its inconsistencies going first, and this deck can go second. Like, that's the advantage of Mech Knight. You're playing to go second, but overall, I still think it's not going to be enough to make the deck catapulted into meta contention in that regard. I still don't think it's enough. Next we have Shiranui Spirit Master. So Shiranui, like I said, I still think that it has an interesting bird matchup because of all the crows and everything like that. So I think that Shiranui is still in the same spot. Like, I'm not going to go over every deck, but I think a lot of these decks are in the same spot. Alter Guy's also got a big buff. This is off the ban list. I had to talk to Crimson about how many people are playing with this, but I think that this being off the ban list definitely helps Geist. But yeah, Phantom Knight, again, still in the same spot, I feel. It's a little bit stronger because they can play Limit 3, so now they can play Eclipse. So, it's a little bit stronger now, but yeah, other than that, yeah, I think everything's pretty much in the same spot. Seraph got weaker. I'm overall happy about the ban list. I think it's fine. I think that, you know, I think the hit to the Seraph skill doesn't really make a ton of sense, but it's fine. Agents get a buff, but overall, yeah, meta's good. I'm happy. I'm happy. I feel like the meta is in a good spot now. Now that Seraph can't play Eclipse. That was the main thing I wanted on the meta. I didn't want Seraph to have access to Book of Eclipse because that was toxic. But yeah, other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. That's my ban list reaction, and thank you. Also, let me go over my ranking. We just missed top 100. We're practically top 100 outside of a top technical difficulties. Not technical difficulties, but a few technicalities. We're pretty much top 100 right here. We got 103 global with Bird, which was really, really good. We were like a few points off of top 100, but other than that, we did really, really well, honestly. So yeah, very, very good. So that will do it for the video. I will do a video on my top 100 with replays of Birds, and I'll show you how to play the deck as well. Again, on stream, we'll do a COD climb with it eventually. Probably if we get no new box by the end of the season, that will probably be the first COD climb we'll do. We'll do a COD, Bird the COD climb. COD climb. I'll teach you the deck and everything that you want to do in the mirror and whatnot. But yeah, until next time, this is your boy Sean Matrai, signing out. Peace. Bye, YouTube.